My name's Jake, and
I'm Tommy.
yep, we're here. What's our official title for this gonna be?
This is as podcast.
As of yet, unnamed podcast. Fair enough. So what we're here to, well, whatever the hell we really want to talk about. We don't really have anything set in stone yet, but we know what we like. We like video games. What are other things we like?
We like wrestling.
We like wrestling.
We like movies.
We like movies. Those are the things we're going to talk about actually today. There are other things that we like to talk about, but
They're going to be primarily nerdy things, I would assume.
yes. Getting started though, like I said, we're going to talk about games. I kind of thought it'd be cool to talk about what's the stuff that we found recently because we're both collectors. I've gotten into it a little more recently than you have, right? How
Yeah.
long have you been doing it?
Since I've had disposable income,
Yeah.
whenever I can buy them, I buy them.
And that's the thing about it, I think, for me, anyways, because I've recently gotten into it. I was like, well, can I get this? No, we already bought you something this week, you know, and now it's like I have my own income, so I can be that child that I've always been.
Yeah, there's all these games and stuff you saw when you were a kid, and you're like, wow, I really want that. And now you see it as an adult, and you're like, oh, I can purchase that myself and see what I missed out on.
Exactly. So I guess what recently have you picked up for your collection that you've been looking for or surprisingly found?
The biggest pickup for me lately is I bought Contra and Legend of Zelda. I got them together and a lot of other games that were primarily sports titles. But those are two games that, are hugely popular, but that I didn't have in my collection, so I was able to add them.
Right. And I will admit I've never actually I've always saw them played online and stuff and I've always wanted to own one. I remember I played it with you once and I got my butt kicked.
Oh yeah, it's super hard, of course, notoriously hard.
Yeah.
Um, I've had it. I've owned it in compilations before. On DS, there's a compilation that has Contra on it. And I played it like an arcade classics collection.
Is that something you've ever beat?
No.
I think maybe that's a challenge we'll have to take on.
I made it to the first over the shoulder section. But I usually can never make it past that section. So
man, we're gonna get a lot of judgment I think on that from people. There are some games that we've both completed that you probably haven't beat. So before we start getting cocky in the comments, if there are comments, if anybody's even watching, let's cool it down, simmer down a bit. So I've picked up recently. I can't even think of the name of the game that I got right off the top of my head, and you always want to kill me when
I think you're talking about Harvest Moon.
Oh yeah, Harvest
Super
Moon,
Nintendo.
Super Nintendo, right. I picked that up. I got pretty lucky.
Fairly cheap.
Yeah, fairly cheap. A lot of 32s, I think, for $50. One of them was Harvest Moon. Also came with a Zelda, Final Fantasy. Was it 3? The first?
Final Fantasy 2.
The red cover.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Haven't played those games. I do
Four
play a
for
lot
our
of
friends
games.
in Japan.
Right. 4 for our friends. I Final Fantasy game. I know. Don't crucify me. Just
2's a good one to start. That's one of the classic ones.
was it one that I watched you play that time? It was just a lot of grinding.
Yeah, I was playing the first one.
Yeah. See, I like RPG. Chrono Trigger, probably my favorite RPG of all time. But that's because there's really not a lot of grinding game.
And you can choose who you want to fight and who you don't. There's not a lot of random battles.
Yeah.
Which is annoying at times.
Yeah. You get what I'm saying. You're right there with me. Anything else that you've picked up recently that of note?
I picked up an NES game called Crystalis, I think is how you pronounce it.
Oh yeah.
And I've only played just a little bit of it, but it starts out, tells you a storyline about a post-apocalyptic world, and you get awoken, like you're in a chamber. You bust out of a cave at the beginning, like the cave blows up, and you come out, and the guy's right there. He's like, "Oh hey, it's you," and he runs the hell away because he's scared.
Oh, okay.
And and then you start the game. It's a Zelda type game. It's a lot like Legend of Zelda.
Cool.
But it's post-apocalyptic, and you have your spells and your weapons and stuff, and it's a lot of fun.
I could get into that. That sounds pretty cool, like an action adventure type of thing for an NES.
I've never heard of it before, and it's a lot of fun.
Sounds good. What are you playing now? What's your time devoted to?
Play a lot of Fallout 4.
Now you're playing that. You're playing that still.
Yeah, still playing Fallout 4.
Because that came out well, fall time would be a year, right?
Yeah. So they've had the DLCs come out with modding on consoles. I play on Xbox One, so with the modding allowed on consoles now, I've been getting a lot more playtime out of it.
Right, I've seen a lot in that, and I've been pretty excited to play it. But of course, I've got a pretty backed up roster of games that I'm trying to play right now.
What have you been playing?
My girlfriend came a day a few weeks ago because I was just dying. No, come on. No, I was really sick, and she came in. She's like, "Hey, I got something to make you feel better," because I had been talking about wanting to play the new Doom because I loved the old Doom games. And I know again, you don't like Doom at all for some reason.
I've never got into Doom. It's a first-person shooter. I've never been really big in the first-person shooters.
But the new Doom game is fantastic. So anyways, I started playing that. She also got Overwatch for me the same day. Another great, fantastic game. IGN gave it a 9.4. I think I tell you that every time I talk about Overwatch.
From what you've told me about Overwatch, I'm wanting to play it more. I thought it was going to be the same online multiplayer as Call of Duty, where if you haven't been playing it forever, you're not gonna have a chance.
No, and that's the best thing.
And the way you explain it is, it's like an old school arena shooter.
Yes.
All the weapons are set. There's no.
We live in a world today. Yeah, we live in a world today, where Call of Duty's rules of multiplayer has kind of taken over everything. Where the more you play, the better your weapons are. So then you get somebody who's never played before, and they come in expecting to play in the same lobby as you, and they're just going to get smoked every time.
Especially if they have matchmaking that's just atrocious, like in Call of Duty.
That's not the thing, because Blizzard is making it.
Yeah.
Blizzard is notoriously good with doing that and letting its new players kind of get into the scene a little bit. But what I'm getting at, though, is the leveling up. You can level up the more you play, but everything is cosmetic only. It doesn't change the way your weapons work. You can't pay to unblock a wall to get more, more ammo or unlimited ammo or something stupid like that.
Microtransactions is another devil all in itself.
There are, I believe there are microtransactions, but I can get very angry about microtransactions. But when it's just, hey, I'm going to pay for this to make my character look cooler, instead of I'm going to pay for this so that I can own you for no reason other than I paid for it.
I can get behind that.
Right. Yeah. That's something, let them make their money. But I can suck this game off all day because, again, something awesome they did. You pay $60 for the game. You are not paying anything more for DLCs. They said every DLC will be free. Rockstar's done with GTA 5.
Speaking of microtransactions ruining the game.
Right.
GTA
Yeah, that was a bad comparison. Let's forget I said that.